year. Looking forward for the Tennessee game, but it is pretty cool, and some of the stuff like that, that website was pretty funny.
I wanted to know about what was your first reaction when you saw it?
Like, man, they made that pretty quick. No, it was cool. I mean, like, it had like all that funny stuff about like what is strong like toe or like crazy stuff, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Harrison,
let me ask you a little bit just about the game. I keep hearing more and more detail of the wind conditions, wind blowing in your face and what you had to do. Is that the experience of Arrowhead that allowed you to make those kicks, or the adjustments? Because I understand it can be crazy and change at any point in that stadium.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I'll check the weather to see what it's doing kind of outside the stadium, but stadiums tend to generate wind or change the wind. So, like, I think it was the wind should have been, I don't know the directions, but it's always kind of like the opposite of whatever it says, like online, whatever the wind's going to be. But I think that's something through experience I've learned to, cope with and deal with. Also out here in practice, there's a lot of wind, so you kind of learn from it, you get better. But as a kicker, you're always working on, right, it's kind of me versus the wind right now. How do I beat the wind?
Harrison, you said after the game you didn't know if the ball was tipped or not. Coach Reed kind of confirmed on Monday after they watched it back that it was tipped. What did you learn from watching that back?
Yeah, it was tipped. Not enough to block the kick, but it was tipped, and that's kind of what changed the rotation on it and everything. But yeah, he did a great job getting through, but luckily it still went through.
So how bad was the wind that day? We saw punts that, kind of came back because the wind was blowing. Was it worse than usual that day?
Yeah, I'd say it's worse than usual. I mean, it just was it was very like swirly in there, I'd say. So there was a lot of gusts going on, but it was probably the worst wind I'd say since I've been here.
So you have a kick now over 50. You've played and succeeded in the worst wind possible. You got to be feeling, yeah, I can do all this. I can do this. Confidence has to be at an all-time high.
Well, I think what this game proved to me was the work ethic I've been putting in week to week. It is helping me. It is, bringing a lot of fruit to what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stick with it and, keep putting in the work and staying studious and focusing on the details, and hopefully, it works out for the best.
What's the best text or the best response you got from a teammate?
I don't know. I mean, all the guys are just super happy. I mean, I don't think anything was super crazy or anything like that, but, it was a team win and everybody's just super excited.
Can you talk about that afterwards, the locker room and how the morale was once you guys, kind of beat the losing streak at Arrowhead on such a high note, what it felt like walking in there?
No, it felt great. I mean, Chris Jones was definitely super happy to be playing in that game and to help the team get the win. But yeah, everybody was super excited. I mean, it was a great Vikings team. We've coming off those home losses, that's been tough, but to get that win was huge, and we're pumped to be 6-3 now going into week 10.
Right, and how do you think that momentum's going to carry over to this next week against the Titans, going down, now out, leaving Arrowhead behind and hitting a strong team at Nissan?
I mean, I think it gives us a boost of confidence, but, one thing Coach Reed says is whether we win or lose, kind of our preparation for that week's going to be the exact same. So, don't get too high, don't get too low, and just focus on the preparation and the process.
Harrison, if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 weekly awards in 3 seasons. Just what has this early success meant to you? You're still pretty early on in your career.
Oh, I mean, I try to be the best kicker I can be, so to get recognized for that, it means a lot, to recognize the work I've been putting in, but, I'm just focused on what can I do to help the Chiefs win,